Okay, we're going to start chapter 10 and start talking about sequences and summation notation. Pretty basic stuff today, so it shouldn't be too hard, but if you have questions, feel free to email me. Okay, so first of all, we're going to talk about writing the first four terms of a sequence. So I have the sequence A sub n, so this is A sub n, because it's a subscript, where n is defined as the term number. Okay, so if I want the first four terms, then I'm going to want A sub 1, A sub 2, A sub 3, A sub 4. So all I'm going to be doing is plugging in 1, 2, 3, 4 for n. So A sub 1, n is 1. That's negative 2 over 2. J is negative 1. Okay. Then A sub 2. So negative 2 squared is 4. 2 plus 1 is 3, so 4/3. Go ahead and pause and do A sub 3 and A sub 4. So then A sub 3, you should get negative 2. A sub 4, you should get 16 over 5. Okay, so my first four terms, I'm going to write them in a list now. So plugging in for n. I'm going to do the same thing here, but this time I see this notation A sub n minus 1. So if it's n minus 1, then whatever term we were on, we want the 1 before that. So anytime you see an A sub n minus 1, this means previous term. Notice that we're defined where n is greater than or equal to 2, because when you plug in for n, 2 minus 1 would give you 1, would give you your first term. And it already lists our first term for us as 16. So I know n is greater than or equal to 2, and I know my first term is 16. All right, so A sub 1 is 16. Now I want to do A sub 2 to find my second term. So I do A sub 1, because that's 2 minus 1 when I plug in for n. A sub 1 plus 4, so 16 plus 4. Which is 20. Okay, then A sub 3, I'm going to do A sub n minus 1, so 3 minus 1 is 2, so A sub 2 plus 4. Okay, and A sub 2 was 20. 20 plus 4, so that's 24. Okay, go ahead and pause it and do A sub 4. Okay, so then you should do 24 plus 4, which is 28. So my first four terms, 16, 20, 24, 28. Okay. Again, we're writing the first four terms of the sequence. I have this symbol here, right here. So this is called factorial. And we use that to find like the number of ways you can order something or choose something when we're doing probability. So this is a probability symbol and calculation. And what it is like to multiply, like if your number is 5, then you're going to multiply it by all the numbers under it. So 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. You can find this button on your calculator. If you go to Math and then Probability, so PRB. And I'll show you here in just a minute. Okay, so first 4 terms. Okay, so 2 factorial would be 2 times 1. And so 2 divided by 1 is 2. So my first term is 2. Okay, a sub 2. 2 plus 1 factorial over 2 squared. So now I'm going to do 3 factorial over 4. So when they're small like this, instead of typing it in, it's really just easier to do it without typing it in the calculator. So that's 3 times 2 times 1 over 4. So the numerator, 3 times 2 times 1 is 6 over 4, which reduces to 3 over 2. Okay. And then a sub 3. So, oh, this is 3 squared here, sorry. Okay, so let me show you where that is on the calculator. Okay, so you go to Math, and then over to PRB, and then it's number 4. So I gotta type in 4 first, and then I go over to PRB number 4. 4 factorial is 24. Okay, so this is 24 over 9, which reduces to 8 over 3. Okay, and then pause it and do a sub 4. But we should get 5 factorial over 4 squared. That's 120 over 16, which is 15 over 2. Okay, so my sequence, 2, 3 halves, 8 thirds, 15 halves. And again, this factorial button was Math, PRB, and then it was number 4. Okay. So this symbol, this is a sigma, so the Greek letter sigma. And that means to find the sum. So I'm adding the terms of my sequence. K is equal to 1, so I start at 1, and then I go to 3. So I'm going to use the numbers 1, 2, 3 for K. So I'm going to use 5 times 1, and then I'm going to add plus 5 times 2, and then 5 times 3. So 5 plus 10 plus 15, and that gives me 30. So when you're doing the summation here, you're going to get one number as your answer because you're adding all the terms together. Okay, so let's look at this one. So same thing. It is a summation here, so I'm going to be plugging in for I this time. So they'll use K or I. A lot of times they use I because it stands for index. So you're starting at 3 and you're going to 5. So for I, you're going to be plugging in 3, 4, 5. So the top number tells you where to stop. The bottom number tells you where to start. So maybe I'll write that here. Start. Stop. Okay, so where I is 3, that's going to be 3 squared minus 3 over 3 minus 3 factorial. Okay, so 9 minus 3 is 6. 3 minus 3 is 0. 0 factorial is defined as 1. I know that might seem weird, but you could check it in the calculator. 0, 1. The reason for this is because there's really there is one way to order or to choose 0 things. So that's why that is 1. Okay, so there's 6. And now I'm going to calculate where I is 4. So 16 minus 3 is 13. This is 1 factorial. 1 factorial is also 1. There is one way to choose one thing. Okay, and then I equals 5. So pause the video, calculate I equals 5. So these are my 3 terms, and then since it's a summation, I need to add these. So I'm doing 6 plus 13 plus 11, and this also gives me 30. The answers to these aren't always going to be 30, just the 2 examples by chance happened to be 30. Okay, so that is it. There's a Pearson assignment that goes with this lesson. It is due tomorrow, but email me if you have any questions.